What's up, guys? It is Hot Wheels Tournaments coming at you with another Matchbox moving parts review. We're taking a look at Mix 6 today. Yes, we are already into Mix 6. It feels like we're just over halfway through the year, but we are flying through them. This is a great assortment right off the bat, I can say that. The best part about it is there are 8 cars per case. There are 8 different models in this case. So within this case, each car is different. We're going to take a look at all of them. I'm going to move them off the table here. You'll get a quick glimpse, and we'll start going through them. Let's start off with the 2019 Ford Mustang convertible. Now, this is the first moving parts casting to get the 70th anniversary logo. So, or I should say livery. They all have the logo, but this is the first one in the livery. They've been doing this livery throughout the year. We've seen a lot in the main line. We saw an entire premium set, but we have yet to see it hit moving parts cars. There are going to be 2 moving parts models with it. One being this Ford Mustang, the other being the Jeep FC. For the Mustang itself, this is its second release in the moving parts line. We saw it debut last year in red. Now, my light doesn't want to work, so I'm going to be messing with that the whole time. Now, it comes in this livery. It has the opening doors. Obviously, we get tail lights. Those look really nice. No headlights, but there is front tampering. Oh, whoa. Hold up. So there is tampering. Mine just missed. Oh, wow. If you can see that, there is headlights. They just didn't get put in the right spot on my car. They completely missed. I've never seen that before. That's a huge tampo slide. Well, that's unfortunate. Guess I'll have to find another one. Kind of cool, though. Wow. Yeah, that's wild. I do like the racing stripes livery. They kept it pretty simple. Orange wheels. Yeah, all in all, pretty solid release of this model. Unfortunately, mine somehow made it through quality control with an issue. But you know what? Cool. That's a solid release. But yeah, I'll have to figure out a way to... Hopefully, I'll find another one in stores. I found every moving parts model in stores this year except for this set. I just went ahead and bought this off J-Car Diecast when he got him in his. Anyways, follow that up with a 1983 Buick Riviera. I believe this has been released it's been released before. It's been released multiple times. Not the style of car I typically collect or care about, but this is a nice model. They got the size on it down very well. You can see it gets the opening doors. Chromed VUM base, looks very nice. Yeah, I believe this is one that's been around. This actually is one of the OG moving parts models. It's been around forever. This time we see it in a pretty stylish gold. You can see no rear light deco, no front deco. I don't even think this car has a tampo. Maybe the doors are tampoed? That's probably about it. Disc wheels, yeah, pretty simple. Not something I particularly care about. I suspect this one will peg warm more than the others, including this one. This one will also peg warm a lot. The 1950 Chevy Suburban. We've seen this a few times now in the moving parts line. Again, not the type of car I particularly care about or like. I know some people out there do, but the majority, this is not what they're looking for. But Abe Lugo does a lot of these like classic cars because that's what he's into, so can't hate on it too much because he does produce a fantastic line. This one, though, is in a beautiful shade of green. This might be my favorite release of it yet. You can see it says 1950 on the rear license plate with the logo. Get some tampering on the front with the headlights. Doesn't look like... The engine is detailed. That's very nice if you can see that. Man, this light, dude. Wow. Production quality on this video, all-time low. God. I'm just going to be fighting it the whole time. But there you can see... Blue engine, some tampo details, very nice. Disc wheels, all in all, solid enough casting. For me, it's just like a filler. It's not something I particularly look forward to seeing in the lineup, but whatever. Now, we are getting into the good stuff. Let's take a look at the 2021 Ford Bronco getting its second release. We saw it in orange last year in 2022. Now we see it in blue for 2023. I thought this one was very well done, as my light continues to fight me. I thought this one was very well done, and I'm very excited to see it in blue. I think this is a really pretty shade of blue. I would love it if they could go like a sky blue, like a lighter blue that you see them in. I don't know exactly. You guys know the blue I'm talking about in the Bronco. I would love if we could see that color. until that day, this will do. The first release of the mainline Bronco was in this color, so these two are going to pair very, very nicely. But, I mean, you can just see it. 2 doors, so nice. Opening doors, obviously. You can see how detailed that interior is. You can see how seamlessly that door closes. You can barely notice it. Spare tire on the back, rear deco. Got headlights, Ford logo, Bronco logo. Love to see that. Bronco across the front grille, tampoed headlights, tampoed gray. I mean, that is just such a clean tampo pass right there. Yeah, that one is really good. This has been one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite releases last year. Now seeing it in blue, yeah, great. I would love to see it be a Matchbox like gathering dinner model. I think it's perfect. It's so big and beefy. I think it'd be a perfect dinner model. It was actually my prediction. I thought it was gonna be a dinner or dealer model this year. Didn't end up happening, but I would love to see it at some point in the future because I think it is a just fantastic casting. Keep on moving. All right, we've got 3 new models in this case. All right, here's another one that is repeating. Then we'll get to the new models. This is the 19 Mercedes-Benz 450 SEL. People didn't like this one a lot last year. It is a bit of a throwback to an older Matchbox car from, I think, like this, I don't know. I don't know old Matchbox. Anything before, like, 2005, I just know the names of, like, the series. Like, they're regular wheels and, you know, whatever they call them. That's all I really know. So this is a throwback to some car from like the 70s, I'm pretty sure. So it looks a little weird because I think they tried to replicate it more. I don't know. I'm completely fine with it. I think it's a pretty good representation. The one thing that does always bug me is it gets this gray base, or I should say always. The first 2 releases have gotten a gray base. The day they make this a VUM base, you know, we get the chrome on it instead of like, I mean, I don't, you know, this is a casting I don't care too much about. I don't need the chrome on it. I would much rather have it on this Mercedes because right now it looks a lot like a toy car. I think if you put that VUM, you put that chrome on it, it just enhances the quality so much. Outside of that though, you can see we get the opening doors on this one. Very nice, detail interior. You can see a stick shift in there. Go to the rear, Matchbox Sedan on the rear license plate, 450 SEL on the rear, Mercedes logo. Headlights, tail lights, all tampoed on there. God, this light, man. But disc wheels, all in all, I like this casting, I think, more than most. I'm completely fine with it. I just think if you take that gray base and you make it chrome, this goes from a solid casting to one that looks really, really good and becomes really, really popular in a hurry. But I'm fine with this. I feel like it's got proper sizing. It looks, you know, feels like a good size for a sedan, feels like a good size for a Mercedes. I have no complaints. All right, 3 new models. We're gonna start with the most boring of the 3, in my opinion, the Jeep Gladiator. Part of the reason it's the most boring, at least for me, this is a car Matchbox has already done twice in their basics line. They did the concept, and then they made it a real car, so they did the real Gladiator. And now we get in moving parts. It's not a car I particularly care about. I'm not a big Jeep guy. I don't care a lot about Jeeps, so the Gladiator isn't really something that, you know, I get I'm like, oh man, a Gladiator. So, fine enough. I like this more than the mainline versions just because, you know, at that higher price point, you can do more detail. The car, the casting feels at least bigger or heftier than the other 2 did. It's a little bit heavier for sure. You can see, get great detailing, great grille, great headlights, Rubicon on the side, opening hood. You can see the tampoed interior of the hood, very nice. Jeep on the side. I love the way they've two-toned this and gotten this metal base piece. It looks really good compared to the other 2. So, you know, I can say this. I now never need to buy another mainline Gladiator. If there are going to be versions of the Gladiator to have, it's going to be in the moving parts line, which is the best die-cast line in existence right now. I will die on the hill that the Matchbox moving parts line is better than Hot Wheels car culture. You can call me crazy. Even Boulevard, I'll say it's better than Boulevard. You can call me crazy. The big reason behind that, those cars are $6.50, and I just think that we're getting price gouged at it. They are so overpriced. There's no way those cars, I think they could profit a ton if those cars were still at $6 or $5.50. But no, they're at $6.50, even though the pop culture, which is metal bases, metal bodies, rubber tires with licensed castings and licensed decos, is at $5 in stores. you can't convince me that they need to be $650. So that's why I hate it. Moving parts is at $3 or $250 at Walmart. Perfect price for it. You get so much great detail for $3. Big fan. Love the moving parts line. That's why I review every case, and it's the only set I do that with. Now, at least in the overall diecast community, this has been the most talked about new model from the set, the 1998 Mazda RX7. There's probably one that's cooler, and that'll be the next model I show. That's been the more popular one among Matchbox collectors specifically, but among the car community, this has been the one everyone's been talking about, the RX7 drop-top convertible 80s RX7. Let's take a look at it. It is, man, they have got, this thing is huge. I don't know, you know, the RX7 is a sports car, so I assume it's probably not this size in real life. Also, I don't know. It'll be hard to say. The first thing I immediately noticed is that hood's not sitting right. That, again, just could be a quality control issue. Because if you look, let's see if I can get it. Flick it up. Okay. So I think that might just be a quality control issue because the left side sits lower than the right. I don't know what's going on there. If that's how every model is, that's unfortunate because that looks really bad. But I gotta say, I assume that's not the case. If I smooth it over with my finger, you can see it goes down even a little bit more. So I assume that's not the case. That might just be a quality issue. The car itself, this freaking light, dude. You can see we got so much rear deco. Let's see what we can read. We see Mazda on the right corner. Rotary 88, obviously referencing that rotary style engine that, while so effective, is just not sustainable and causes a lot of issues down the line. What does that top left say? I think it says RX7 in the top left. I'm going to assume that's what it looks like, but I think that's what it says. Base, VUM, chrome, so you get those chrome exhausts on the rear. How nice does that look? The rear is incredible. Look at, I mean, that is so perfect. That is just absolutely what the RX7 looks like. You get the wraparound stripe around the back, each side, come around to the front. It's there with the not headlights because this has pop-ups, but more front decaling. You can see the grille there. Oh God, this hood is a pain in the ass to open. It's a problem with moving parts sometimes when you do them a little bit too well, and you can see it's sitting better now. God. Okay, there we go. It doesn't open much, but if you can see, that engine detail is crazy good. That might be one of the best engine details I've seen on the car yet. I mean, it's really hard because you have to see around my fingers and it doesn't open much, but God, that looks good. That is a well-executed model right there, sitting on 6 spokes. I mean, come on, Matchbox. Woo! I understand why it's getting the hype. It's the RX-7. It is beautiful. It is great. Maybe a little big compared to scale in terms of the other, like some of the other cars. Like, you take a look at like the 4-seater Buick Riviera, which is like almost the same length, and that's just definitely not right. The Jeep Gladiator is maybe a little bit longer. So, it's a little big for an RX-7, but they probably have to do that to accommodate the moving parts and all that. That is a fantastic car. A little big in scale. Maybe a quality control issue on mine, but yeah, that is fantastic. The other thing to watch out for, they do this with the JDM cars, or not JDM, just Japanese cars in general all the time. Left-hand, right-hand drive. I don't know if there's a variation on that for this model, but if you find multiple, keep an eye out because that is something that they do a lot with these Japanese cars, especially classic Japanese cars, so something to look for. So that has been the most popular in the diecast community. The one at the convention that was getting a lot of talk, and that makes sense because the convention yields an older demographic, is the 1957 Ford Country Sedan with opening hood. And I mean, just look at it. Are you surprised it was getting talked about a lot? I'm not. Now, this car is owned by Abe Lugo, the head Matchbox designer. He owns this car in real life. This is his car. The colors on it are his car. You know what? If you make all these fantastic cars for Matchbox and you've been the lone designer there for pretty much the last couple of years, you're going to do your cars. He owns this car, so he's going to do it. And my God, you can tell he worked on this thing a lot. I would guess this was a big passion project for him and something he wanted to get perfect. And damn it, did he ever. I mean, VUM chrome base, just look at how it extends out right there. You get the tampoed headlights. The hood stays up. Look at that detail on the engine. So it looks like the red interior plays a part, and then it's tampoed gray and black. It almost looks like it's multiple pieces. I don't know if it's multiple pieces to get that look, or it's just tampoed and colored, but my God. And then you come across the side, you can just see how well they get the swooping lines of it. Those lines are colored in tampoed gray. My goodness. God, that is incredible. You come to the back, I mean, dude, fully tampoed red roof. Oh, I mean, dude, that is insane. $3 model with that much detail, that well executed. Oh my God, see it, hood down. If you want to see it for a spin with the hood down, that is something else. Let me tell you, that is something else. I mean, that might be the model of the year right there. I mean, it might be over with just how, I mean, this isn't something I, collect, like this style of car. I can appreciate the wagon look. I can appreciate the crazy cool lines. It's not something I've ever cared about. But I mean, I gotta admit, the execution on this thing, off the charts. Off the charts. Yeah, that is almost certainly the moving part. I'm trying to think what this year I would have liked more. I really like the Bentley from the first mix, but I mean, that's not that's an easier car to do than this. It's not executing or looking the way this does. I like the Mustang Boss 302. That was also the first mix. That one was really good. But I mean, this right here is special. I mean, this is going to be a gathering model probably next year if I had to guess. I mean, I hope they do it because my God, it is just, I'm at a loss for words with how much I like that. That is so cool. The moving parts line has been just so good so far. It has been, after a couple rocky first years, last year into this year, it has been executing on all cylinders, and this might be one of the most special assortments yet. It certainly has two of the heaviest hitters we've ever seen in moving parts with the RX7 and that wagon. Just, I mean, wow. Ford Country Sedan, man. Who would have thought? It is insane. So that's all for now, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know which one's your favorite. Have you found them yet? If so, which car do you like the most? And I will see you all later. Peace.